Okay, so I am sitting here not really knowing when to start. Okay, so basically I'm gonna call this my uni update 4.5, I think, because I briefly spoke about some uni stuff at the time that I think I had just done my last exam maybe, and I spoke about it in that video a little bit, and I think one person mentioned that they'd like a full video about my final year of uni. You know how I've been doing like my uni updates and such, kind of like that format, and I thought, okay, yeah, totally, I'll do that, but I'll do it once I get my results. Currently filming this, it is, I don't know what the date is. It is Thursday the 21st of June, and I got my results back at 2 PM today. I'm just, I don't even know how to continue. Oh my god. So you can probably tell from the way I'm acting that I did quite good. I did alright, and I'm assuming you're probably shocked like myself if you've been following me along on the updates, because I have been ever so pessimistic whenever I've had to come onto my channel and tell you guys about how I've been doing in uni. Oh, I do want to quickly mention, I noticed in one video the audio is really strange, so I do apologise if it's odd here. Do you know what? Let me just check quickly before I continue on. I passed my degree with a 2-2. Okay, so let me better summarise my emotions right now. I think I've calmed down a little bit, I've had time to process it, but I wrote a status like half an hour after I found out my results, and I think it captures how I was feeling quite perfectly, so I'm just going to go on there and read it to you guys. Okay, so on Facebook to all my friends and family I wrote 3 hours ago right now, results day was today and I didn't even know until my friends told me. I got to the point over these 3 years where I really didn't care about it, but my friends and family supported me and I really appreciate that. I claimed uni broke me, but under it all I think I did care, because after finding out my results at 2 PM today I cried with pure joy. I literally did. I was like sobbing, and I was on my own, which is kind of sad. My mum's at work, so I tried to call her, couldn't get through, called her workplace, which is terrible, but I was just so, I just needed to tell her, and I broke down on the phone even more, and I was like, Mum, I think I did it, I think I passed. I was sobbing. Oh my god. I was contacting all my friends, like, it was almost like I was excited and I wanted to share it and I wanted to ask how everyone did, but at the same time I couldn't believe that I did it, and I kept looking at it and looking at it. But let me get back to this. I'm already going on a tangent, oh my god. Right, I couldn't believe that I've passed everything and had to keep checking. I can't believe I've earned a degree. It's been a lot of hard work. My spirits were crushed more than once, shockingly so in the first year, and I pretty much had to resit most of my modules. I came back stronger in the second year, wanting to better myself for a plethora of reasons, and then sunk back into my emotional despair, if you will, in the third year, just wanting it to be over. Alas, perhaps it was worth it after all. I've got a degree with a 2-2 and all my credits untouched, I believe. I think they're all untouched, yeah, because I reset everything that I needed to. Now, will all the doors open for me or not? Stay tuned for the next episode of What Guan Jen. This was getting too soppy for me, so I had to make a joke. So that sort of explains how excited I was and how overwhelmed and shocked I was. I literally logged in to my uni account, looked at the results. I just kept staring at it because all I was seeing was P. P is like abbreviated from pass, and I was like, I can't even fathom, I can't comprehend that I've done something like this. After, I don't want to get emotional again, but after so many times where I just wanted to quit. I don't know if I told you guys before, but basically I didn't really ever have uni as a goal in my mind. I wasn't planning to apply until I was in like my final year of college, and I had a teacher and she kept telling me, you know, go, just at least apply for it, you know, see what it's like. And I guess, yeah, I'm happy that I did, because now I've got this achievement that nobody so far in my immediate family has done yet, which, not to brag or anything, but I'm just saying it's even more of an achievement because I'm the first one, and it's just, it feels really good. It really does. It feels amazing. So of course, obviously I'm going to highlight some of the points that I mentioned in that get ready with me video, so I will be getting a bit pessimistic again, but now you know that there's a happy ending to the story. So I do have a few notes that I wanted to mention. Let's see. Before we get onto that, actually, I think I'll show you guys, or explain to you guys, the modules that I had. So if you guys don't know, I've now got a degree in animal management. It's a bachelor's honours science degree, and the modules I've mentioned over the last updates, but I've got them in full here now. I won't tell you the individual grades because some of them are 100% coursework, some of them are 100% exam, some of them are a mix of coursework and exam, and to go into the nitty-gritties of each is it's a bit complex, not complex, but it's just over the top, you know what I mean? And also it sounds better just saying I got a 2-2. You don't need to know the ins and outs of it. But so yeah, let me tell you. So my first academic year, in case any of you are interested in this specific course, currently this is kind of how it's run. This is the modules that you have. So I started in 2015 September, and the academic year was from 2015 to 2016, and the modules I had in that were biological processes, which I actually had to resit, principles of animal management, mammalian anatomy and physiology. I had to resit all three of those, and so when I resit, the capped mark was at 40%, so even if I did get like say a 50% marking, I couldn't get higher than a 40 because it was a resit. And then there was comparative anatomy and physiology, sector studies and animals in society, and overall, after having to do resits for 3 out of 6 of them, I passed, so that was awesome. But it kind of frightened me. It was like, wow, do I really want to continue or do I not? It was just something that I was still, I don't know, having to do all that. It was traumatizing, as dramatic as it sounds. It's just a lot of pressure and a lot of work, and I didn't know if I wanted to continue on. The second year was from 2016 to 2017, and I had research methods, behaviour, principles of nutrition, so my wildlife sector, which was, it's not counted in this one, which is strange. Oh yeah, it is, sorry, ignore me. So my wildlife sector, which I think I've mentioned before, basically in the first year you have like these 5 extra subjects and you choose 3 of them to do. So there was wildlife, animal therapy, I think, farm and livestock, zoo, companion and care, animals, zoo, something like that. And I think equine was one as well, and the ones that I chose were livestock, wildlife, and the zoology one thing. But then in the second year you had to just choose one, and I went with the wildlife one because I thought it was going to be more about wildlife, but it's actually more deep rooted in conservation, so that was like a shock factor as well. And it's like, do I really want to do this? But I've actually grown more interested in that industry since doing it. But anyway, so the module for that was called Geographical Information Systems, GIS, and Biological Surveying. That module killed me. Oh my god, I remember having like a breakdown. I had to create this map of an area. I can't read maps, I didn't understand the lessons, but they were interesting, and I don't know how I did it. I think my map's somewhere under my bed. It was hard work, and there was a lot of stuff that I was trying to figure out on my own. Oh, it was difficult, but I did it. And then there was reproduction and breeding, animal health and welfare, and business skills, and I passed all of those. That was the first time I didn't have to resit anything, like the exams and the assignments and certain things balanced each other out, and then overall I passed each module, which is amazing. And then for my final year, which was from 2017 to 2018 May, my last exam I think was the 17th of May, the modules that I had were dissertation, which was the massive one, that was 30 credits, so big module. Applied nutrition and feeding, biodiversity and conservation, strategies and issues in animal breeding, applied health management, and applied behaviour and animal welfare. And I passed all of those, and this is the year that I have had a more even range of the highest marks that I have ever got totaling. So the lowest mark that I got was, funnily enough, in my dissertation, which I feel like I had to do all on my own. Like, I didn't get as much help as I was hoping I'd get, but I got 46% overall in that. And then my highest mark out of everything in that year was 60%, I think. So you can see I'm like an average student, you know. It depends on the topic. If I really like a topic, I'll probably excel in it. If I struggle, you will know that I'm struggling. So I'd say I'm an average student. But that's like the modules that you'll probably encounter if you were interested in doing an animal management degree. Animal management and science do go hand in hand together. In the first year we were all together, but then you split off in the second and third year, and science do more, as you can imagine, sciencey stuff. Management does more, in theory, practical management stuff, if that makes sense. But there are quite a few subjects that do still overlap in terms of some information on what you're taught. So that's like the logistics of all of that. Now I'm going to go into some of my feelings and express a little bit more of the feelings that I was mentioning in that video prior. So at that point it was like I'd done my exams, I think, and I was just looking forward to enjoying a bit of life, trying to see what's out there in terms of career and such. But I had stumbled on a few really inspiring videos actually, and I think it's just definitely what I needed at that time, because although I was looking forward to life and all that, I felt like I was lost, because I'd just come out of so many years of like intense education. Now I was waiting for my results, and then meanwhile I was like, well, what do I do? Like, it was just a weird transitional period. So the videos that I came across I really did appreciate. I was having doubts, and it was just really weird emotions. At that time I felt like it was really difficult to get into the specific industries that I'm interested in, generalising being animal industry, but the specific routes that I feel like I would want to progress in. And I was like, wow, a main key that I need to sort out is my driving. Driving, I know it sounds silly, it gives me anxiety. I've driven before. A couple of years ago I used to have lessons, so I would say at that point where I was, I could drive, I just kept failing my theory. But I would say I was not confident on the road, but I knew what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the places that I'd be interested in working are in quite remote areas, as you would imagine. It's more countryside, rural areas, and that requires, you know, travelling. You need to be able to get to the places you need to be, and I feel like that is definitely a hindrance. So at the moment I have this weird emotion in my head where I'm like, right, driving at the moment is not a thing, it's not happening at the moment. And I was like, right, so what do I do in terms of career? What do I do? So I am currently working, but I was also applying for like postgraduate jobs in the industry until I came to that realisation that, hold on, the stuff that I really want, like, I need to be able to get to, and I can't keep relying on my mum. I need to get that independence. So I sort of stopped on that front, but I was still applying for other jobs. And at this point I was like really finding it, I felt like I was going backwards. I felt like I was applying for things outside of the animal industry, and I thought, but why? I've spent like 5 years of my life trying to get into the industry through education. Is it silly of me to now apply for like full-time jobs outside of the industry? But then I realised it's not. Although I've sort of conditioned myself to want to work in this industry, and although I do find that to be a long-time dream for myself, I can still try other things. I don't have to straight go into a postgraduate animal job. I can try other things and find a love of other things. I've been doing this for so long that maybe I feel like that's the only hope and ambition that I have, when I could have ambitions in many different routes. Do you know what I mean? I think it would be better, honestly, because I'd be gaining new skills and I'd be paving out different career paths for myself to see what I truly want to do and aspire to that. So I currently work technically in the animal industry now. I've had a bit of play with that. I've had a few other jobs revolving around animals and stuff, so I know what that's like. It's nice now that I can be open in my mind and spirit and be like, I can try other things. It's not going backwards just because I'm applying for other roles that aren't necessarily in my degree's industry. Do you know what I mean? So really I've just been coming to terms with the fact that uni's over now. I've now got my results. Life is looking promising, I think. And I think I've got to just learn to enjoy change. I'm out of my security blanket now. I'm out of education. I'm a grown-ass woman in the scary, frightening world, and I've got to learn to become more independent, try new things, don't be afraid of change, and see where life takes me, whether it is in the animal industry, which I actually hope it to be, obviously, or if it's not, if it's something else, if I find a new passion and love, then I've got to keep in mind that the degree that I have worked hard for, my education and everything, it's not been wasted. I still have a really amazing skill, and if I do find myself in another sort of industry, that's something that I can always come back to. It can be more of like a passion job. Do you know what I mean? Like I can do so many things. Like, it's just amazing. Not just because of the degree, but just because I feel like I'm coming into fruition with myself and understanding myself. And this is just getting not on the topic that I was hoping to talk about. This is just getting a little bit out of hand, but yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. It's a little bit whimsical, a little bit all over the place, to be honest, but hopefully I've expressed. I don't think it's been see, I'm tripping over my words. I don't think this video has been like my other uni updates. I feel like you can definitely, hopefully, feel like I am being definitely more optimistic. It's probably just because it's still the same day that I got my results, and I'm just really happy about that. But I feel like I've got a spark that's igniting, and I'm really excited for life. So with that happy note, I've just caught my lip piercing on my tooth. That was really uncomfortable. Oh, flashing. So with that happy note, I'm gonna go. Let me know if you've got all your results and everything, what your degree is in, or your educational status, what you hope to achieve in life. Let's just keep the comments really positive and happy, and good luck to everyone and their futures, and I hope my future is bright. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for caring about me. See you later.